Happy Tla'amin Day.
Happy birthday, Tla'amin. Today is the 6th anniversary of our effective date. 6 years ago today, our community came together to celebrate and birth the Indian Act. That was an amazing day. For me, today is about reflecting on all of the people that were part of making all of that happen and getting us to where we are today. People like Henry Vivier, people like Steve Wilson, people like Norm Gallagher, and many more, and many more. So today's about reflecting on their efforts to get us here, and thank you.
My name is Kwakwayam Tomo, Denise Smith, and I work here for the Tla'amin Nation. I am the Acting Director of Land and Resources, and formerly I was the chief of this community, first woman chief of Tla'amin. I've been asked to do a brief video to acknowledge and commemorate the treaty anniversary. And I would just like to say that I feel that this is one of the proudest moments in our history. I, for one, am very proud to see us walk away from the Indian Act and undertake our own self-government. It was 20 years in the making. It was the desire of the community that we enter into self-government, and we are now on the other side of self-government. We've been treaty nation now for 6 years, and it's been a very busy time. We have worked hard to implement the treaty and all of its intentions, and our staff has grown, and it's very busy here. I'm hoping that in the future, our young people will come home and take the lead on the work that is happening these days. We have people that are, getting older and want to retire, and we have a lot of work ahead of us to implement the rest of the treaty. I'm happy to say it's 6 years in, and I feel our nation is doing very well. And I just want to say congratulations to all of us here at Tla'amin that our legacy will live on. Our future generations will never have to see living under the Indian Act and being told by other people how to live our lives. We've now got to the place in our time that our elders hoped for, where we would manage our own affairs, set our own laws, and have a place in our territory. So congratulations, Tla'amin. I'm very happy for all of us. And I hope you all stay safe, stay safe, stay happy. And hopefully we'll see some of you home soon. Take care.
Ajishwit. I'm Kwastanaya, my English name Maynard. I'm the son of Mary and Ernie Harry, the grandson of May and Willa Francis, grandson of John and Lesbeth or Elizabeth Harry. This message is meant to honor the Tla'amin Nation in its journey to self-government, our 6-year anniversary in 2022. With this message, I honor my mother, Mary, my daughter, Ace, my wife, Sue, my brother, James, my sister, Karen, who was murdered in 1975 by a killer named Ben Matheny. Let me be clear, there is no sovereignty in Indian Reserves or the Indian Act. Efforts to reconcile the destruction of the Indian residential school system has not happened. Our people are not defined by Indian Reserves or racist legislation like the Indian Act. We are defined by the strength of our people, our language, our culture, our resilience. We have survived the genocidal tendencies of the dominant culture. We are all survivors. White privilege is too strong with our non-Indigenous leaders. I know there are many strong non-Indigenous leaders who are friends and advocates of our community, but there are not that many in key positions at provincial or federal levels. Until more non-Indigenous leaders who actually understand what honesty and integrity looks like, not many other land questions will be answered, and true reconciliation will never be possible. I offer the unearthing of the Indian residential school children across Canada as an example. These children were never given an opportunity to become survivors. Their memories live on in our communities. My question to our non-Indigenous, systemic racist, white privileged system: where was your system when these children and their families needed justice and your protection? These children were as young as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of age. In 2022, where is your system, your Crown prosecutors, the RCMP? Why are they not doing their jobs? The lack of a response in this area is equivalent to a war crime. That number in the town site is now over 7,000 dead children. For non-Indigenous people, it's your privilege to read that number and walk away without a need to process it. You get to walk away and live your life functionally. For First Nation people, these deaths and these children are our reality. This inhumane response is a part of your legacy. As negative as my message may seem of reconciliation as possible, it will come from our region, which we share with the city of Paul River. A lot of work, demonstration, respect, and understanding has taken place by both sides. The rest of Canada is not even close to our level. I have a message to other First Nations working towards answering your own land question. Do not do it within the BC treaty process. This process is too weighted towards protecting white privilege. It is not meant to protect your people, your cultures, your languages. It's meant to bring certainty to corporations and third-party interests. For current negotiators, protect and sustain your territories and let your next or future generations answer that land question. It's that important. I acknowledge all Tla'amin citizens and elders who have passed away prior to our land question being answered. I acknowledge all Indian residential school survivors. I acknowledge all current and past Tla'amin leaders who have gotten us this far. I have already offered my apology to my daughter for my role in our agreement in principle. I wish I was more of a leader in recognizing how one-sided these negotiations were and the true magnitude of that land question. I now offer this apology to her generation. Emot.
Joy Matanapich Tla'amin. My name is Eugene Louie, former chief of the Tla'amin Nation in the past. Ancestral name is Palajot. I'm coming to you from my friend, former chief Maynard Harry's office here. And I'm happy to be part of this celebration. April 5th, 6 years ago, was a day to remember, also a day to reflect, because April 5th, prior to that, we were all under the Indian Act. April 5th, after that, was our responsibility to self-govern ourselves as a nation. And I want to talk about the past. I want to thank our ancestors for the territory that they have selected, protected, and used to sustain themselves over all these centuries as a nation. I give them great tribute for the land that we are now self-governing for. I also like to say thank you to the leadership, thank you to the community for what they did on April 5th, 6 years ago, allowing us to choose and do our own destiny as a nation under the self-government. I have been a strong proponent for this for a great many number of years. As a young individual that first entered into the leadership of being part of Chief and Council way back when I first graduated, my goal and aspiration was also always to try to get to this position. But at that time, the opportunity and the time and all of that we looked at was, I looked at the Nisga'a situation. It took them well over 100 years to accomplish what they did. I thought I would never see it in my time, but the opportunity to negotiate treaty in BC came along, and I as an individual didn't want to miss that canoe to at least have this opportunity to move ahead. And we did. It took us a long time, culminating on April 5th. So I say to the young people of our community right now, the leadership in the past have set out this journey for all of us, and to the youth that are coming up right now, it is incumbent upon you as young individuals to really understand where we are as a nation under the self-government aspect right now. I've always said in the past that if we're going to fail, we're going to fail collectively. And in order to fix it, we're going to have to fix it collectively. It is our responsibility and your responsibility in the future to make the best use of our situation and set a stage for your children when you're adults in our community. And again, I'd like to congratulate this community for what they have accomplished and what we can do in terms of bettering our home life, our situation. We always look at the ever-changing environmental, economic, and social aspects of our community. But remember, the only thing that is very constant is our spirituality, our teachings. Those teachings have been left behind from our ancestors and our elders presently. So with that, everybody, congratulations. Thank you. Imat.
Well, good day, everyone. My name is Walter Paul. My traditional name is Shapates, a name given to me by my great auntie from the Hamalko First Nation, MLA. I'd like to firstly thank our leadership for allowing me to reflect on this anniversary of our treaty. It's been 6 years, and time really did fly by. It does fly by. I remember that day clearly. We were gathered at the government building. There was dignitaries, leadership, and our community members and people at large that came to celebrate that day. Our people, I know, were there with nervous anticipation of what the day was going to bring, and as well as what the future was going to offer. Personally, I feel that the nation is moved forward in a positive way. The benefits are being realized by the nation now, and they will build a future for our younger generation as well. I really am grateful. I'm proud to be a Tla'amin First Nation member. I'm so proud that we've taken that step to self-determination. But I want our community as well to reflect, on those people that are no longer with us but helped to push the process along. They helped to pave that road forward in a positive way. Let's keep them in our hearts and our minds. On this day, we celebrate the success of the Tla'amin Nation. One heart, one mind, one nation. Jaja Tanabich, I thank you very much.
The moving away from the Indian Act is the biggest part of this process, is to get away from the Indian Act and shake the shackles of that and move forward and succeed as the Tla'amin Nation. It's a historic day, and we want to make sure that we're inclusive of everybody in the Tla'amin Nation, and I think there'll be some very positive happenings in the near future here. So very, very proud. Of course, this is not done alone. The treaty staff done amazing work, and our chief and councils of the past, our boards of directors. Big, huge thank yous go out to them as they were so key in moving this forward. My heart is so proud listening to these beautiful songs and watching these young Chichuis dancing and singing with pride alongside the Chechlim, Chichia group, Otakan, and the Tla'amin Spirit Singers. This is an incredible tribute to our ancestors, elders, and our entire community. I remember leading up to the final agreement vote how the youth took it upon themselves to study the sections of the treaty and to share this information within their families. I think many of us can look back at images and kind of see the T-shirts that the youth done, the boat tours, the land tours. I just wanted to acknowledge our youth because the youth were so passionate about wanting to see this change, and I think just the symbolism of all this drumming, it's pretty hard to keep it together up here. Listening to all that, it's amazing. Throughout the entire week leading up to the effective date, I don't know if any of you felt it, but around the Tla'amin community, I felt like there was people visiting us all week, and just really acknowledge that the ancestors were with us and watching over us. And Phil mentioned this at the totem raising, and I said, yeah, I really feel it. A nice, positive, warm energy, and so glad to feel that and to acknowledge that it just wasn't me. So I felt it, and I hope you all did too. We have not entered into this process blindly or with the intent to make people's lives worse. The goal has always been to improve our current existence and that of the future generations, and we will. We make no judgments on any other nation still living under the Indian Act, as we are simply trying to do what's right for our people. As stated on April 5th, we make the commitment to all Tla'amin citizens that we look at all of us as equals. Whether you are supportive of the process or not, we will walk down this self-governing path together towards a brighter future.
Hello, Tla'amin Nation citizens. It's Erik Blaney here, member of Executive Council, and on behalf of the Legislative Assembly for the Tla'amin Nation, I'd like to congratulate you all on reaching this 6-year milestone of implementation of the Tla'amin Nation Final Agreement. It has been a very exciting year for this sitting term of the Legislative Assembly, and we are seeing a lot of really good projects happening right now on the ground with the Elders Facility and the Youth Center, the upcoming Cultural Center. We've got a bunch of housing projects on the go right now. So very exciting times. And we have a really bright future to look forward to. We all know that, becoming self-governing and becoming a treaty nation was not going to be easy. And we have many years ahead of us to look at all of the possibilities and all of the opportunities that this treaty has brought for our nation. And we are in some very exciting times. But those times as well have been overshadowed over the last couple of years due to the COVID issues and, the bumps in the road of, going along this learning curve that has been, the implementation process of this treaty. And it's not an easy road to follow, but I think it's a very necessary one when we start thinking about what future opportunities we'd like to see for our children, our grandchildren, and the future 7 generations of our people. So this milestone is a very important one for our nation as we look 2 years out to 2024 and creating that economic land base for our people to create generational wealth and to create wealth for the nation and all of its citizens, and creating opportunities on the land that we got in the treaty process. So my hands are raised to everybody for being on this journey with us and being in the same canoe paddling forward as we go down this journey of self-government. And I really encourage everybody to be part of these planning processes that are going on right now that really look 200 years out and plan what we'd like to see for the future 7 generations coming to the Tla'amin Nation, and really have a voice in what you would like to see with respects to how we develop our lands, how we create economic opportunities, how we save certain areas of our territory for harvesting, and really be engaged at every level of process that is put in front of you, and to create the vision for Tla'amin that you would like to see, to create opportunities for your families, to create opportunities for the youth, and to honor the elders and ancestors based on our ta'au is going to be really important when we're putting all of these really long-term plans in place. So hands raised, imot, Checha Hathech to everybody, and happy and safe celebrations on this 6-year anniversary. Yimut.
Ajashwit. April 5th, 2022 represents the 6th anniversary of Tla'amin Nation. 6 years ago, Tla'amin First Nation transitioned to Tla'amin Nation. 6 years we've been implementing our treaty, building our foundation, building capacity, and creating opportunities for our nation members. As a self-governing nation, we have the opportunity to create our laws, bylaws, and policies with our values, our Tao. I see a really bright future for Tla'amin Nation moving forward. April 5th is a day of celebration for Tla'amin Nation. Imut.
I just quit. It is my absolute pleasure to offer on behalf of the City of Powell River a happy Tla'amin Day, April the 5th of this year. Happy Tla'amin Day, Emawiga.
Hi, I'm Murray Rankin. I'm the Minister of Indigenous Relations and Reconciliation for British Columbia, and I am standing here in the Hall of Honor at the Legislative Assembly in Victoria, in Lekwungen-speaking territories, the homeland of the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. I'm here today to wish everyone a happy Tla'amin Day, because I know that this is a special event marked by your successful treaty negotiations that have put you where you are today. And I raise my hands to you in celebration. I also wanted to say a special thanks to Haggis Hackett, who was good enough to join us virtually for a very important day yesterday when we unleashed the jointly created action plan to put meat on the bones of our commitment to Indigenous peoples all across this province, to the material in the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. We've committed ourselves to work on a journey to improve the lives of Indigenous people in all parts of this province. And I was thrilled to be part of it. I was thrilled that Haggis Hackett was good enough to join us, and look forward to working with the Tla'amin in the days, months, and years ahead. Congratulations. Happy Tla'amin Day.
Hello, I'm Mark Miller, Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations. I want to offer my personal congratulations on behalf of Canada to the Tla'amin Nation on Tla'amin Treaty Day 2022. Modern treaties, which incorporate self-government as the Tla'amin Treaty does, are an example of reconciliation and treaty relationships. I'm humbled to be able to offer my congratulations to your nation. Thank you.